Welcome back. My name is Gemma, for those of you who might be seeing this for the first time. And I am the author and creator and artist behind the Healing Her Story Oracle deck. And what I want to do with you is do a quick, as much as possible, walkthrough on this deck and just show you some of the beautiful images on this. So this deck is when you get this deck, you get it in a bag, and it is in order from 1 to 55 cards. There are 55 cards. And as I said, I'm going to go through this very quickly because I could write a book about each and every one of these cards. So this is the first card that you see on this deck. And I'm going to just say that much so that you get the surprise of it because I put it on as a first card because it's so extraordinary, and there is something powerful about you seeing it as you unfold that deck the first time. And this is the second card, and it talks about the drum and using your voice. And there are huge nuanced understanding about this card, but it's 3. It's talking about communication. It's also about the juniper and the rock and about what emerges out of those difficult places. And I'm gonna, so that I don't spend too much time, it's a brand new deck. So this is the 4th deck. The 4th card, it's talking about those foundational pieces. Can you see how beautiful that card is? So it says, where is your mother? Talking about the sacred feminine and the Mother Earth there. And on this card, it's 5. It's the book in the Lenormand, and it says, rewrite her story. So these cards are all done so that they are very neutral in nature, so that they have a way of taking you into the images the way your subconscious mind sees them, or the way that you see them in dream time, or oftentimes imagination. And these are common images that are made up of my everyday, but are in contemporary, in this contemporary moment for a reason, so that we begin to blur those lines between fantasy, or what we imagine with our minds, and with our third eye, with our imagination, our intuitive mind, and then what we see, so that we can begin to dissolve the illusions that are present. So this is the 5th card, and it says, find your way home. It is the home card in the Lenormand, or the house card. So the other part that this deck does is it shifts perceptions. So it challenges what we call home, just by virtue that it's a teepee, and it's recognizing not everyone lives in a English Tudor mansion or manor, and not everyone lives in what we would call a house. So home means different things to different people. So this is card number 7, and it says, are you listening? This is a rock, a sculpture made out of lava rock that I created, and it literally is giving voices to the stones. This talks about the prophecy and the wisdom that we carry inside of ourselves. And I'll just read it to you. It says, I am prophecy. I am the 7th generation. I am my ancestors. I am their prayer. I am their voice. I am their wisdom. And this is about embodiment. This Lenormand deck is the crossroads. So it is literally reflective of the red road. And you see the little figures, the petroglyph figures there. And it says, where are you going? So knowing where you've been and where are you going. So this is card number 10. It says, in their footsteps. And here you see the picture of an ancestor, an ancient woman, leading with an eagle staff. And This is a picture of an ancient mortar in the stones, that the mortars that are created when the women, you know, in other times, in older times, when the Native women would grind grinding stones, I guess they call them too. It's, you know, so yeah, in the earth, and it has leaves in it from the fall, so it's literally composting and recreating. And it says, "Remember who you are." There. So this is the letter in the Lenormand, and it is written. It is written in a circular form, so that we're moving out of that linear thinking, one-dimensional reality. And it is also those petroglyph images and basket images. It says, "Let this truth spill from your heart." This is card number 13, and it says, "What do your bones say?" So it's talking about that deep knowledge within ourselves, as well as the skeletal structures. This is 14. It says, "Take it back." So literally, this, you see the swords in the form of an arrow and in the form of the pen, and it's speaking about taking back our power. It is the scythe in the Lenormand deck. So this is 15, and it says, "Serve, support, shine, serve your people." Serve, support, shine. So it's talking about being of service. And this is this is a place where it's a community center where in Sacramento here, where we often meet. So this says, this is a picture lighting smudge and beginning a prayer, and you can see the woman in the background, you know, like she's excitedly moving into that sacred space. So it says, "Have pity on me, show me the way." Literally, it's that moment of humility, asking for spirit to show us the path. This is a cloud, beautiful sky on the reservation in Northern California, and a barbed wire fence, and it's talking about boundaries, not borders. It's also I believe I made this one the clouds, because it's such a beautiful day. So it's talking about holding boundaries for ourselves. It says, this is card 18, it says, "Sing like she matters," and talking about she as in the sacred feminine in all things, in all of life, in life itself, and in each of us. So this is card number 19, and it says, "Healing comes in circles and cycles," talking about the repetitive nature and the alchemical nature of our wounds and wisdom. So this is card 20, and it's of the ocean, the Pacific Ocean specifically, and it says, "She whispers so softly." So as you can tell, a lot of these images come out of the West Coast, and they were meant to be that way, so that also we are blending, like, our environment, specifically my environment here on the West Coast, but you know, that we have practical places where we're using that. I realize some of you may be in different places, and for you it will hold, you know, that connection for wherever you're at. But so this is card number 21, and it's talking about that in between places, in between the dark and the light, as the light shines through. And this is card number 22, and it speaks about history repeating until we heal. This is card number 23. And it's talking, these are those wide open spaces in the desert, about exploring new spaces and possibilities. So this is the transformational fire, and it's talking, it says heal, grow, or destroy, knowing that fire is dynamic. It isn't just meant to keep us warm, that it is a spirit, and that it has energy that heals, it grows, and it can destroys. So that we have to be respectful with it. So this is card number 25, and it's talking about, it's the heart in the Lenormand. It's about the things that we love and cherish. '26 is, it says resist. It's talking about the things that we are resistive to, and that we need to resist in ourselves and other people. So in other words, connected to that movement, the resist movement, as well as resisting those places where we minimize ourselves, minimize our value and significance, when we minimize our own voice. So again, as you can see in this deck, there are quite literal interpretations. So this can mean you need to get out. This card can mean to get out, get involved, to resist those places, that would seek to minimize, manipulate, or destroy. And it can mean spiritually in that empowering way. It can also mean any of those things that are, and I go about that in the workshop more, but any of those things that are related to this. So this is the card number 27, and it's talking about those steps, those incremental steps in building trust and relationship. This says, your life matters, knowing, again, this is an altar that was set up for a wedding, and it's talking about that each life matters. Certainly, Black Lives Matter, and part of the resistance, some of the people of color felt, is that it felt like we were minimizing other lives. And certainly this is a place where we're saying all lives matter. Black lives matter and all lives matter. It's not an either or choice. So this is talking about the snake, and again, standing in the face of those mythologies that spoke about the snake being evil, and reframing them as earth wisdom, as those buried secrets. And it says nothing stays secret, or nothing stays hidden forever. In the way that snakes often come up from the earth, they're considered guardians of the sacred. And so we want those things to emerge. We want the truth to reveal itself. So I think I'm going to stop there, you guys, because I don't want to take all afternoon making you watch this, and I want to leave some things for your surprise. But I've gone through, that's almost, you have 20 some odd cards left, because I'm so good with math, you guys. But so I want to leave something to you and the way that they interact is so beautifully. So these are multi-dimensional. So just as you saw with the snake, okay, it is talking about both the snake physically, those creepy crawling snakes. It is also talking about wisdom that has been distorted and hidden. It is also talking about lies that have been hidden and distorted. It is talking about those it's in the Lenormand is the snake. So it's typically talking about those secretive things. It can be talking about esoteric understanding. It can be talking about facts or understanding that needs to be revealed. So it's all of those things, and multidimensional, multi-layered, and so much significance. If you sign on now, there's still a chance to come on as an early supporter. I am in the midst of putting the order together now, so, and putting packages together because I have goodies, and have goodies for early supporters. So I'm getting those ordered. Everything is happening. It's not a matter of where will this deck come to volition. It's here. It's happening. This is my sample deck. It is happening, and it's extraordinary. And there is such depth and wisdom here. If you are a woman, an Indigenous woman, a woman of color, and you are interested in reclaiming some of those perspectives of your ancestors, decolonizing the way that this is certainly a great start and a helpful tool to anyone's journey doing that. And certainly, you know, all women, but also all people. You know, this can be useful for those men as well who are interested in healing her story, whether that story is with a companion or the story of the earth or that story of the feminine within each of us. This is a powerful conversation that's happening. I wanted it to get out to each of you in this particular time so that you had tools that spoke to these themes and learned to use them as you navigate this particular time. So I'm going to say that much. Blessings to each of you. Thank you so much for being here, taking time. You could be anywhere, doing anything, and you chose to be here. Blessings to you.